Hi, Cartoon Cat Girl. We're starting in 4 minutes. Glad to see ya. If you guys are hearing a lot of clicking, because I don't know how sensitive my microphone is really. I'm going through my stuff and my messages. My Captain Lou Albano sketch card that I did a couple years ago is getting some traction out of nowhere. So I'll be talking about stuff more in detail in a minute or two. I'm also waiting for my quote-unquote live stream advertisement to show up so I can share it on my personal Facebook. I forgot to put away these sketch cards. I just happened to look up above my desk. I still have the Joker Jr. and Napoleon dressed as Scarlet Overkill over my desk. They should be packed away in my sketch card book. Ah, there you go. It is 1 p.m. Let's see if that updated. And if it did, I'm going to lower the music here a little bit so you guys can hear me better. Share that. And then you guys will get to see my beautiful face because I have a little surprise. I have a little surprise. And there it is. Hi. Hi, everybody! First of all, yes, my forehead is full of diseases. What are the odds? Just gonna pose the rules real quick, and then we'll talk about the elephant in the, in the room. Because I do have a lot to talk about before we start. And some of it is related to today's comic. So, I finally got my new glasses. These are my work glasses. And they are big and matronly. Like, they're cat-like, but if the cat was Persian. Because they're squatting around. And of course, when I was trying new frames on, the lady was like, oh, these should suit you well. And I was like, I'm gonna tell you if they suit me well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're gonna suit me, yeah. And I did. Hi, Ronald. The new glasses look awesome. Oh, Paul, get out of Ronald's body. That is exactly how Paul would say it. And thank you. They're nice too. And they were only 175. Only 175? Yeah, considering I bought these like 10 or 15 years ago. And I still have them because these are my everyday wear glasses. They changed the lens. This will be a twist in the comic. Because they're still good. The frames are still good, and there's this is normal. They're made to do that. So I picked them for my everyday wear because they are smaller, they are narrower, and I can put sunglasses meant to go over regular prescription glasses on top. Hi, Coco. Holy jeez, tree. Is this the new normal? Are we gonna have 3 people at the beginning of the stream every time? This is not sarcasm. This is exciting for me. Oh, okay, I can see again. These ones, when I bought them 10, 15 years ago, they were on special. They were like last season glasses that I were trying to get rid of, and they were still $75. These were $175. And that's just the frames. That's just because they look good. Are your eyeballs working now? My eyeballs are working fine. I am looking at you guys and I am not struggling even when I do this on purpose to get my ring light in my eyes. Because you guys see the shine. I am not blinded. They got anti-fatigue in them, and because I'm an old fart, they got what my doctor called a young people progressive lens. And it's a learning curve. Your new glasses are cute. Thank you. Of course, it's to go with my youthful face full of adult acne. But yeah, I wanted the big ones for this, so I wouldn't move my head as much because they cover so much territory. If I need to look at my screen, I can just go like this instead of but you know damn well, force of habit, I'm going to go like that the entire time anyway. Because when I just need to give a quick look, that's fine. But when I need to read what you guys say, I need to turn. But when I turn, I can actually read the chat right there instead of going. But yeah, the progressive, they both have progressive. Or should this one be called regressive? Because this is to look from far. But if I need to look at my phone, I need to look at the bottom of the lens. So I'm still kind of like this. I kind of look like my grandpa. 1 year from now, I'm gonna look like this. Yeah. Oh yeah, this works well. I just turned into my grandma right there. That was a grandma face. I already typed like him. I type with the birds. I tick it, tick it, tick it, tick it, tick. Super fast. I'm gonna start taking naps like this, there, like this. The thumbs have to touch. But yeah, I can see. And they got me a little cleaner bottle. And they got me a new little rag to wipe, and it's pink. I am thrilled. And they got me a new case that I promptly stored away because I don't like it. Mom said it's their new default, the triangle. It starts flat when there's no glasses in it for transport. And then you have to open it a certain way and then put your glasses in, and it has to be the shape of a triangle, and I was struggling with it. And the girl said, you're supposed to do it like this. And I'm like, oh, okay, excuse me, this is my first triangle. Once again, not being sarcastic. A little bit, but not at her expense. So instead, I pulled out the case I got when I got my first pair of glasses back in the equivalent of grade 8. The banana. That's the banana leaf. That's the banana. Both glasses, not at the same time, of course, but both glasses fit in it. I'm thrilled that I get to use it again because it's been a long time since I needed 2 different pairs of glasses. And it's got yet another rag in there. But yeah, there we have it. Now I'm gonna switch to my screen so I can keep on talking and do no working. Move that up here. Open. So I can get the script. There we go. And move that over here. And close this. Alright, super. And the screen is all. Streamlabs, you are doing it on purpose. Also, yeah, my hair is like a clean mess. I just took a shower for you guys because you deserve it. You deserve a clean Shira. Because you're special. See, it did not take me 3 hours to find a big webcam tab to shut it down. The new glasses are performing miracles. I am being so careful with them, you guys, you wouldn't believe. My previous pair of lenses, in the frames that you saw earlier, they have been scratched since day one. I got them, I put them in my DS carrier, and the lens was against the mesh that was holding the DS, and it scratched the middle of this lens all up. So I always struggled to look into this lens for like 10-15 years. Why? Because I'm an idiot. Now, no. So, of course, new glasses. I'm adorable. I can see. I can also see that those freaking glasses took all my money. Something happened. There it is. I went to the Three Rivers Art Festival yesterday and it was awesome. I am going to want to hear about that as I talk. You guys know I love museums. I love expositions. Bonus if there's art. Because I like scientific museums too. I like to look at rocks and I like to look at bones. Now, if the rocks glitter, now, oh my goodness. Like, ooh, glitter. I may be non-binary, but I think I'm a rock. Because I love me some glitter and sparkles and glow in the dark and pigments. The more dangerous, the better. Because I'm terrible and I tend to stick my fingers in my mouth to clean them. Whatever I'm doing. And I gotta stop doing that. I am full of graphite. Okay? I'm left-handed. And I don't like having my hands, like, constantly dirty. So what I used to do when I was a wee little kid and I would write, and of course I had Silver Surfer Syndrome and I would lick the graphite off my hand. And we wonder why I'm like this today. Fish are full of mercury, I'm full of graphite and mercury from the amount of fish that I eat. I am a rock. So yeah, I did, because it takes a lot of money to look, not just look good, just look. I made a new design to put on my TeePublic store. I made a portrait of Silaz. Yes, that's how it's pronounced. Silaz being my little Dragon Quest fan character bunny girl. But I'm pretty sure it's fine. I even changed her earrings from golden and slime bunny to just regular bunnies. But I did make her in a bit of a Junko Mizuno style, but not perfectly. And now that I'm looking at her with the recul, I hope the LOL doll company is not gonna go after me because I was not thinking of the LOL dolls at all when I made her. But she is giving Bratz LOL. I tried to do like a 70s Shujo style to her eyes. And her eyelashes are meant to look like a bunny. That's the ears, that's the front paws, and that's the little tail. Now in her regular design, she does not have those eyelashes, but in this more stylized Junko Mizuno design, I did give her bunny eyelashes in the first drawing I did of her that is only on Patreon, I believe, because that drawing was a complete failure. So you have to pay to look at my failures. That's what's happening. I think Lily was here for like 5 minutes, but then she got tired of my shit. And I am totally going to read this after I'm done. And if you look up close, even if they change, because I am this has not been rasterized, the dots on, because you see, like, you can see them from the top and then they suddenly turn 45 degrees. Her dots are heart shape. And I don't know how well it's going to show up on the merch. I'm just going to bring that in view. Whoops. Don't resize, bring that in view real quick. So this is my TeePublic shop. Yes, I am totally doing an ad. And before I start with the ad, I want to read Ronald's comment. They had pottery, paintings, metal art, and sculptures there. Metal art! Oh man. Last time I saw metal art, that was when Riopel was still alive. And we were encouraged to... This is going to sound really bad. This is going to sound horrible. Riopel was still alive, and we were encouraged to touch his cock. Let me explain. He had made a metal rooster, and usually you're not supposed to touch the art, but there was a sign encouraging people to touch that particular sculpture, so we could experience the texture. Oh, YouTube is gonna go right up my ass for that one. This is why I don't want kids in this live stream. And thank you, she is adorable. Oh, Tony! Popped in to comment showing Kiddo your stream on YouTube real quick. Now you're just being a jerk. You explained the metal rooster up from Riopel to him. Well, at least Kiddo was a responsible parent with him. See, that's a loophole right there. Same thing as when I had fathers buying GTA for, like, their 10-year-olds. And they were like, oh, I know what's in the game and I supervise them. Alright, I ain't. This is not my responsibility. So this is my TeePublic shop. And yes, I'm making an ad before we start why we're here for. So we got Silas that just popped in. My grandma sent me a gluten-free cookbook for my birthday. It actually has some great recipes. My favorite so far has been pork chops with apples. Pork and apples. That is such a good combo. Yeah, how's that for timing? He says hello. Yeah, hi! Hi, little Iron Man. I'm not gonna use Kiddo's real name on stream. Columbia Street also has an ice cream shop called Hoodoo Ice Cream. Well, you guys have seen the shape of my face. You guys know I enjoy ice cream. I'm going to show you my friend's live stream. They told us to touch his... The The most recent design, we got Scylla's right here. And of course, her main color is purple. Yeah, get used to seeing that if you're not buying something right away. Because the shop is on sale. But between you and me, I'd wait a little longer because there's a 40% sale coming up. And I will advertise it on the socials when the better sale comes up. I know, right? No, seriously, pork chops and apples, so good. My dad has this apple salad recipe that's also like super good. I think he puts shrimp in it. Don't get me started on the bean salad. But bean salad's got to have like all the gluten. It's got all the farting, that's for sure. And she's on multiple design. Mostly light design. Purple is about the darkest I'm willing to go because her ears are black. Oh, this feels... Oh, this one and this one, they feel illegal. And it's weird because my grandma usually gives the worst gifts. Aw. I'll talk about my aunt in a hot second there. I'm still gonna finish my ad. My TeePublic shop now has socks. And that's why I decided to make a new design to introduce the socks. Now I do size men 6 to 10. Ah, screw you. My dad's size is 11. Scylla's must have been inspired by DQ9 Sandy, aka the Cold Gal Fairy. Not even. I just needed a bunny girl for my story, and I didn't want her to be white. That's it. If anything, she has Launch's hair. Because I like drawing Launch's hair. That's the only reason. But I know who you're talking about, because I do own Dragon Quest IX. And I remember Sandy. Well, yeah, they come in male 6 to 10 and women 5 to 11. At least the shirts now, the t-shirts now come to in 5XL. Do they come in 5XL and female fit too? Oh, fuck you. I'm a 2XL, but still. But yeah, she's super cute. Store is on sale for like the entire month. There's a better sale coming soon. I got Bean Juice and Snubwater 2.0. That's also new. Clearly inspired by a certain video game logo that we're not going to say out loud because I do not feel like getting my ass pounded for a ridiculous reason because I'm not even using the words. You say you're a rock, but are you a goofy goober rock? I'm a goofy goober! Yeah! I would crack my voice, but I can't crack right now. I've got Riza's attack in the CMYK. I got Erdworm. Erdworm is on there. I got some Barbarian Charybdis merch. I still got Snubwater 1.0. I'm planning on retiring it eventually in favor of the 2.0 that we saw up there. Some comic stuff. I got some Skull Jerry. I got a bit of Taco, Danger Fluid. I got some Canadian House Hippo. And my Unicorn Rhinoceros series right here. And some of the parody shirts that I have left that I haven't been yelled at. I have been yelled at for my TMNT Forever design, but nobody noticed Bebe and Rocket. Bebe and Rocket are basically gender bent Bebop and Rocksteady. So for Bebe and Rocket, Fred and the Horrorgrams, Pterodactyl Man, and Song of Mother, if you want them, I would suggest getting them ASAP before somebody notices. Because everybody else is allowed, to do parody shirts, but not me. This is the last Nintendo themed shirt and merch that I have available in the shop. Nintendo got mad at all the other ones, which I feel fell under fair use because it's not stuff that they normally sell and it's mashups. But won't somebody please think of the multi-million-dollar companies? Donate generously. In the arms of an angel. And you see Miyamoto shaking a tip jar. Won't somebody please think of Nintendo? Thank you. We were forced to make our games $100. I am going to hell for doing the Miyamoto accent. But I accepted long ago that I was going to hell, so I'm just finding a new rock to pave the road every day. Do you think that the 7th Saga, also known as El Nerd, is a prime candidate for a remake, preferably one that has proper difficulty balance? I have not played the 7th Saga. I have played a 7th Saga, but not the 7th Saga. And I did enjoy it. I'm trying to remember what was his other name now. Mystic-Arc, there we go. So yeah, I have not played the 7th Saga. I have played Mystic-Arc, which is extremely similar. And loads of fun. Very creative. Literally like it's an RPG, but one of the chapters changed to survival horror. There's one chapter, people live in giant fruit. And in order to have party members, you have to carry the little wooden figurines like you're an earnest, scared, stupid of the party members you want to bring on your journey. And then at every end of chapter, you go back to the hub. And if you want to go to the next chapter, you have to find the entrance. And it's kind of a warp and it's different every time. Sometimes it can be hidden in a barrel or something. And it has sometimes, rarely, but sometimes, they are point-and-click sections. And I found them completely by accident because I have to click everywhere. No, I just have to. Like, oh, there might be a little bit of text there, and there might be a little explanation what this item is. Super fun. Super fun. So yeah, Christmas is coming, so if you want something cute, also I still have, for this month, 3 slots open in my commissions. That's on my Ko-fi. So very unofficial. Everything is so very unofficial. I sound like a cult. Everything is so very unofficial. So very unofficial is everything. So I would guess that the 7th Saga would be good for a remake. Only from my playing of Mystic-Arc. Plus, Mystic-Arc was a game where you could choose whether you wanted to be male or female. And honestly, if it's your first time playing, play the girl. You get this gorgeous flowy dress, but you also get magic. And if you're terrible at item managing like I am, you're gonna want those healing spells. Load. Got a favorite Christmas movie? This is going to sound really weird, but it has to be, if I really have to choose, it would be the 12 Tasks of Asterix. But Shiro, that is not a Christmas movie. I beg to frickin' differ. Because here's the thing. I am from Quebec. In this context, I'm not speaking for the rest of Canada. I am speaking for my own province. We have this thing called Ciné Cadeau on Channel 8, Télé-Québec. Ever since I was a wee Shiro, okay, ever since I was even shorter than I am now, if you can picture it. Here, visual aid. Ever since I was a wee Shiro, and they used to play the same movies every year, and since a while back, they keep replaying some of the same movies mixed with newer movies and stuff like that. But they've always kept all the Asterix movies, about 3 Tintin movies, and the 2 original Lucky Luke animated movies, and recently they've added Everybody to the West, with a completely different company doing it, and different voice actors and stuff like that. Well, I mean, there's like, I don't know, 30 years difference between when Hanna-Barbera was doing it and when that company did. Anyway. So I will associate Tintin, Lucky Luke, and Asterix with the Christmas season. And my favorite of the Asterisks is usually Asterix in Britain, but I do enjoy the 12 Tasks of Asterix more. If only for the house that drives people crazy. That is hilarious, and as an adult, it is relatable. I am familiar with Asterix and Adventures of Tintin. I have a couple Tintins. I don't like Tintin as much as Asterix because I have this feud with Moulin Sart. Like, you guys think Nintendo and Disney are litigious? They get mad real quick? You think they like to sue? They have nothing on Moulin Sart. Oh my god, I can't even say what a bunch of pricks, because I know the prick is the CEO. So I will say, just the one prick. But I have all the mainline asterisks. Asterisks. I take myself an amiable bis from the live action, apparently. Asterisks. There we go. Asterix is definitely my favorite. I have all the main line. I have a couple of the side quests. When they announced the Lost album that used to come with a vinyl, but now it comes with a link to an MP3, I jumped on that. I have a small cardboard display of when they release Le Papyrus de César, and by that I mean I stalked the bookstore for a month until they got sick of my shit. And recently I got a little figurine of Asterix from Astérix et le Chaudron, carrying the cauldron full of coins. Des sesterces. I'm a really big fan of Asterix. You would think with my love of Asterix I would draw European style more often. But at the same time, it's not Asterix that led me to want to do comics and art. It was Sailor Moon, so... Of course, now I'm waiting on Asterix in the Lusitania. That one just came out last month, but I'm not buying it. I put it on my Christmas list. And if it shows up at Christmas, good. If it doesn't, well, I'll have to try to sell a lot more socks. And get it myself. What are you guys' favorite Christmas movie? Yes, you can say Die Hard. That's another thing. Why in French is Die Hard called Piège de Cristal? Sounds super cool. But you don't expect, like, the Crystal Trap to be followed by starring Bruce Willis. You expect the Crystal Trap to be followed by the Jim Henson Company, you know? Speaking of Sailor Moon, I wonder what led to Naru, Umino, and the rest of Usagi's friends getting written out, other than the rest of the Sailor Senshi. No, that's about it. Cause it's not just that. Like Naru and Umino, like I don't remember seeing them in Juban High. They were there in Juban Middle School, but I don't remember seeing them in Juban High. Like, in the manga, I just don't. Mine would be a Charlie Brown Christmas. Definitely Muppet Christmas Carols. Two very good choices. Two very good choices. That I've actually seen. I don't remember much, but I have actually seen. Shiro has seen some shit? Yeah. I used to be able to see shit. And I'm not just talking about my eyeballs, I used to be able to watch entire movies. I don't do that no more, I don't have the attention span. Like, I'm not kidding when I say that I need... like, to be at the cinema, to force myself to put the frickin' phone down, to watch a movie. Now, what do you guys like best about your favorite Christmas movies? Don't get you talking. The humor in songs. Aww. Isn't that the one where they were like, Mr. Kane, like, this is a movie with Muppets, so, like, feel free to be a little silly, and Michael Caine was like, I will play this as seriously as a heart attack. Which is what made it super good. Meanwhile, Tim Curry did the opposite for Muppet Treasure Island. Yeah. I think it goes like, Michael Caine saw the Muppets as fellow actors, and Tim Curry saw himself as a fellow Muppet. I'm going to use a bouquet when I'm done here. Oh my god, I said bouquet and I spat like everywhere on my screen. See, this is why when I'm working on a more involved comic, I always write down the note, actual effort during pencil. Also, like Santa Claus is Coming to Town and A Year Without a Santa Claus. I'm trying to think there. I think those are the Rankin Bass ones, I think. Because I think I saw Santa Claus is Coming to Town. I don't know if I saw The Year Without a Santa Claus. This is my Aunt Berta. And in her defense, she doesn't see me often. When she does come to visit, I stay downstairs because it's usually during the weekdays and I have work like up to the natural color, so Year Without Santa Claus had the Miser Brothers. Then I know I didn't see it. I know who the Miser Brothers are. I know what they look like. I did not see it. But I remembered they were Rankin Bass, so hey, point for me. Of course, I gotta draw Mom annoyed because she was looking forward to seeing these ones. Knowing full well I'm not driving with these ones. I can't see shit from far with these ones. That's why she's annoyed. I'm gonna draw my verse because I mention it later. Now I've got the Miser Brothers song stuck in my head. This is where I will laugh manically. This is the part where we throw our head backs and laugh. Ready? Or the Titus, excuse me, Titus. Because there is nothing wrong with that pronunciation. Laugh in Final Fantasy X. I'm not even going to mimic that one because Dad is downstairs in the basement right now and he's going to drag me to the hospital. Oh, hi, Bono. I have to try to remember the correct pronunciation. So, hi, Bono. Bono. I think it's pronounced like with a little space. What panel I want to smack should I remake next? Whichever you feel like. Follow your heart. I'm gonna load you up. I should have made myself a cup of tea. I am sticky on the inside. That's why it's important to hydrate. I'm struggling with my hydration again. What are the odds? And I'm paying for it like immediately. Also, while I'm thinking about it, Bono, I'll get it right eventually. Has redrawn a panel of Smack, and I did say I was going to show it off everywhere. Let's go to the direct link. Not this one. This one. They redrew a panel from No Rest from the Wicked. Look at this. Look at this. I demand that you guys look at this. Look at how cute this is. Look how fluffy Peach's hair is. Excuse me. This is so cute. I'm gonna stay here for a little while. Just so I can get a little break from drawing. And you guys can look at finished art for a while. There's a little bit of backlight over here and some shine. Personally, and that's my taste. You do what you want with your art. Personally, when I do shine, I don't leave it in shadow. Like, for example, in the eye here. Like, the white of the eye would be in shadow, but the shine would be bright. But that is just me. I agree, Cartoon Cat Girl, it is beautiful. But like I said, that is just me. You do what you want. Because if there's something that I worry about is when I just say like something like what I would do, and somebody else takes it as your art is shit. And I'm like, those are two completely different things. That's not the words that came out of my mouth. Like, I've had people like have like breakdowns, and sometimes it's from people who asked for critics, and I usually give like a lot of compliments and then the critique, and they cannot handle it. Good job, Bono. See? Everybody likes it. So feel free to do more art that you love. Because it's easier to do art of something that you want to do instead of something that you have an obligation to do. Case in frickin' point. I love doing comics, but after a while I really need to draw for myself. Know what I mean? It's also the same reason why I draw in so many different styles sometimes, because that's what I feel like doing. But it's also why in my VGen description I was like, I swear I'm not an art thief. You good? Nah. First two Breath of Fire games just got patches that fixed their bad translations. Yeah, they're called Game Boy Advance versions. I'm kidding. But like, did they get them like on ROMs, or did they get them in the Nintendo, the SNES channel on the Switch? That's my question. Because it would be something if they did that for the Switch version. Because to say that there are issues with the original English versions is to put it politely as I can. And then again, Breath of Fire 1's issues were not as bad as the second one. Oh. Love those games. Love those games. I drew the portraits for Breath of Fire 1 in my little booklet a while back, and right now I just started Breath of Fire 2, which you guys will see in terrible color rendition because of how my chroma screen works. There's Ryu right here. He is much blurred in what you guys are seeing right now. A lot of people think my art style is similar to Nintendo Drawers. Do you agree? Well, it does. It does look a lot like Nintendo Drawers. But yours is like rounder and puffier, I would say. But you guys do have really similar eyes, that's true. I say, as I'm drawing eyes and a devil tail in the style of Naoko Takeuchi. Takeuchi. In English, it's Takeuchi. Jesus fucking Christ. But sometimes it can't be helped because you're both like doing your own thing based off the official Nintendo art. Mine is different because mine is based off Charlie Nozawa's. We only got this many pages left to do. That's not a lot, surprisingly. A couple pages are stuck together, but that's not much left. Maybe there's enough room for another game. I would need to check. But we're almost there. Your latest comic has given me inspiration for Pineapple. Ah, thank you. I mean, I wouldn't be the good person to start judging other people for having similar styles. What with me aping every style I can put my hand on. Nozawa was underrated. Fun fact, Shotaro Ishinomori of Super Sentai and Cyborg 009 also worked on a comic adaptation of A Link to the Past. Yeah, I knew that. And there's my segue to say that I have that comic. Yay! Everything must revolve around me. You know what would have been bonkers, though? If Go Nagai had worked on some Nintendo stuff. Now, look up Go Nagai. And then reel back. I've got Belle watching with me, but she's sleeping in croissant mode. Be gentle to your croissant. My croissant is under the desk. I don't. She's depressed today. is the only explanation I really have, because she doesn't feel like spending time with her favorite person, my mom. And it's dark out. I miss when Nintendo Power Magazine had comics printed within them. I miss Nintendo Power Magazine. Like I said it last time, if I turn on my big webcam, and if I try to back up without hitting everything with my chroma screen, you over here can see some, there we go, all of my Nintendo Powers right here. There's not a lot, but they're there. And then there's a couple Legend of Zelda Player's Guide that I don't use because they're for games that I know by heart at this point. And way over here are my Final Fantasy, well, they are Final Fantasy, but they're called the Sky Art Books. All three of them from Final Fantasy 1 to 10. And sometimes, when I do my Amano style, I like to pull them out and make my life a little easier with some reference. She's my sweet cinnamon croissant. Gonagai working on Nintendo comic adaptation would be quite something. And I mean, I'm one to ape style, so I could do some concept art. Watch YouTube use that face for my thumbnail. And if it doesn't, I will. So so for the patrons, I've been trying, because, well, I'm broke. I've been trying some new stuff. I know I already talked about how I got some physical merch for the highest tier supporters. Well, this week, the lair. What do you mean there's not a lot? Well, I mean, because there's not a lot. Nintendo Power was out for like years and years and years and years, and I think I got like a year and a half worth back there. And it's not that I'm ashamed of the lair. The part you guys see is like fairly clean because I don't move anything. Everything is a support pillar of something. I haven't touched my Dragon Quest mangas in years. I had to pull out one of my Saint Seiya mangas for a picture to show something to my friend Edge, and I think I accidentally summoned like the Cenobites, I don't know. Trying to get some other mangas out of there before I reached, and putting them back and trying not to knock something off. For the record, because I only know Saint Seiya by the manga, and I mean the original manga, because since then there's been some remakes by other artists and stuff like that, and we all know my opinion of the English adaptation of 2003, I learned that in the anime, Jabu is blonde. Because Edge showed me a figure he had found of Jabu, the unicorn. And I was like, that's an interesting figure of Hyoga. And he was like, that's Jabu. And I'm like, what? And then I pull out my manga, and I take a picture of Jabu's introduction in the manga, and the guy is just pretty much Seiya, just frowning a lot more because he's a bad guy at that point. Cartoon gender, you frown a lot, you're a bad guy. You frown a lot and you smile, you're a very bad guy. But yeah, most of my collection were hand-me-downs from my brother Michael. And then Mom subscribed me the final year of Nintendo Power. Mom subscribed me to it. And then after a year, they were like, you know what? We're not making any anymore. And Mom and I were like, fuck's sakes. And then for a while, Mom subscribed me to a Kool magazine. And then they stopped making magazines too. How long have you been drawing for? Do you remember any of your first drawings? That? You know what? You know what? Hang on. Because I count the time where I picked up a pencil, okay? I don't count the first time I got paid. But I count the first time I picked up a pencil in 1985. This year is my 40th anniversary of drawing. I've been drawing non-stop for 40 years. I am now 43. And I do remember a lot of my old drawings. A lot of them are in the cabinet down here. But, give me a second. I used to get Disney Adventure magazine. I loved those. Aww. Check it out. Well, oh yeah, no, I'm on the right screen. Check it out, you guys. This is not a premiere or anything because it is on my DeviantArt. This is my first drawing. It is currently laminated in my mom's purse. She keeps it jealously. Like, she's so careful with it. I'm pretty sure it's going in her box when she eventually gets cremated. And nobody's in a hurry for that. But Disney Adventures, I remember that too. And apparently, according to Mom, it says here, 1985. Made on the 20th of September 1985. I was 3 years and 2 days old. Used Crayolas. I remember exactly what kind of Crayolas. They were the long, thin one from the 80s. Because lest we forget, I am younger than Mario, but I am older than Luigi. After this, I'm going to take a nice little walk in my wheelchair. But yeah, according to Mom, the top animal is a dog, and it is Rhubarb the dog. Now, Rhubarb, I think it's spelled like this. Yeah, there we go. This is Rhubarb. This is Rhubarb the dog. Apparently, I saw this, the cartoon, and I thought, yes, it looks like this. I mean, for a 3-year-old. Cute, thank you. And under it is supposed to be a bird. Now, this, I have Googled it several times over, and I've never found a source. Is apparently from an ad about security, taking care of yourself, stuff like that, and it was a big mother bird looking down to the little baby bird, and I only drew the baby bird. I never drew the mother. And after a while, Mom cut them out, sealed them, laminated them, and kept them ever since. Not knowing the chaos she has wrought upon you guys. It was all downhill from there. My mom kept a binder of all my medical and mental stuff, and she used a picture I drew of Pippi Longstocking as the cover. Well, that's oddly wholesome. Now, of course, we want to see that Pippi Longstocking. Now you have to take a picture and put it on one of your socials or something. Do I follow you on socials? I have no memory. You know, I think I do. I'm going to need a refresher. It's nothing personal, guys. It's for social stuff like that. I have time issues. Like, I have no real concept of time passing. Time blindness. There we go. So it's literally nothing personal. It's me and my ADHD brain being stupid. I mean, putting one of your doodles on your medical stuff, that's a great way to keep track of the binder. Makes sense to me. Poor Aunt Berta, she made us some macaroni yesterday because she came over to visit, and I just might when my cat is not using me for a bed. Yeah, well, it was nice knowing you. And a little bit of sad news. She recently lost my Uncle Ellis. I have talked about it when it happened, and I talked about how Uncle Ellis is really important to my family, and he helped my father fix the house, and he worked, he edited, he modded my drawing desk twice. My drawing desk is one of a kind. It is made for me. It is my Amigara drawing desk now. And he was her husband. And now she's mourning. She's in a good mood, but you know, she's mourning, and she's bored. Obviously. Because she loved that man the way my mom loves my dad. So of course, she cooks. And then she visits us, and she brings us the food, and we all eat it together. And she gave like a lot of stuff to Dad when Uncle Ellis passed, because she's not gonna use it. Uncle Ellis was obviously he was a handyman by trade, and he could work wood. And she was like, "I'm never gonna use any of that. You take it." My condolences. Thank you. And it sucks, you know, he was a really good man, and he was my dad's best friend. And, like, no shade to my mom, but my dad needs friends that are not my mom, you know what I mean? And it's getting harder for him because, like, he's 65, so what do you think happened to his old friends, you know? My late uncle helped fix my car once. My condolences, too. And for those wondering why I always draw that weird line in my teeth, I have I have a chomper. Like, it's more obvious on the big screen. Look at this thing. It's almost at 45 degrees now, if not past that. Does it bother me when I eat? When I eat, not really. But like... You know, I never actually put myself in profile to see what my chomper looked like. I'm touching the side of my tooth right now. It's, yeah. And on this side, I can't even see. So I have to take your word for it, how ghastly it looks. It doesn't stop me from smiling. It is unique. I've had people tell me I'm ugly, and I'm like, well, beauty's in the eye of the beer holder. There's not much I can do about my face. And even if I could afford doing something about my face, I like my face. Like, the one thing I tried to change was the fact that I have acne, and that didn't work, so what makes you think plastic surgery would do anything to my face? Besides, what's wrong with my face? I enjoy being able to do facial expressions. You should see my bottom teeth. I had braces years ago, and I'm glad that I did. Yeah, we couldn't afford braces. What was the idea of Super Mario Adventures Continued came to mind? You'd have to ask Gabe. Because the reason I do Super Mario Adventures Continued is I'm paid. Now, don't get me wrong. I adore Mario. Okay. Okay, more Luigi. I got a whole Luigi collection up there. And I got 2 signed pictures. I got 2 autographs of Charles Martinet. And I've got a NES, a SNES, a 64, a GameCube, a Wii U, a Switch, a Game Boy, a Game Boy Color, a Game Boy Advance SP, a DS, a DSi, a 3DS, a 3DS XL. I love Nintendo. But, big fan of paying my bills. They're just straight up rude. Yeah, I know. Not much I can do about rude people. I attract rude people when I'm not attracting scammers. I had one on Tapas, of all things. I had a face because I'm pretending to strain on Excalibur, trying to pull it out the rock because Excalibur movie was playing at the cinema, and I looked like this. And unfortunately, braces are not part of standard healthcare coverage, and if you grow up broke, you're effed. Yeah, pretty much. And guess who grew up broke and is still broke? So, and that guy, like, posted, like, this absolutely disgusted anime girl face, and complained about my face and stuff like that. And he had said earlier that people don't like him and he didn't know why, and I was like, you know, maybe, just maybe, people don't like you because you insult them with such gusto. You know? Could be that. Like, I'm no expert in social interactions, but maybe shut the fuck up. Kind of look like Markiplier here. Hello everybody, I'm Markiplier. And you're all going to love hearing me talk. And then I'm going to talk really slowly and deeply. And you're all gonna love it. But I play horror games, so eventually I'm going to scream like a little bitch, and you'll never know when. So when you're all nice and relaxed from my voice, ah! I'm getting sued. We need to form a support group, lol. Yeah, we need to form a support group because none of us could afford support. You know the irony, though? Of course, Mom did that when we were all adults there. It's not a luxury that she decided to do instead of getting me braces when I was a kid, okay? We were all adults, and we all had jobs and stuff like that. She has, like, a similar problem, but, like, both her front teeth are like that. Are like my chomper here. So they're kind of, like, open like a butterfly chicken. And she had some of it fixed, and on the side that is less crooked, to take the eye away from the side that's more crooked, she had a little diamond glued to her tooth, and it's still there. The first one lasted 5 years, she told me. The next one lasted like a month, and then the current one has lasted for like 20 years, I think. If not a little less, and it's still there. Preach, Mixter. You know, I wonder how good my Markiplier was right there. It was higher pitch, of course. I can only go so low. But I'm sure I got the intonation, at least. I mean, I used to watch Markiplier a lot. Now he barely ever shows up in my subscribe tab. One thing I'd like to do, start a poutine truck. However, I'd be using either feta or shredded mozzarella. Shredded mozzarella? Coco, ban him. No, no, no! Seriously, shredded mozzarella in poutine? Ah, I don't like poutine to start with. You put shredded mozzarella with hot gravy in poutine? I have words and not one of them is polite. It's chunky cheese or nothing in the goddamn poutine. If Stream Avatar works... If Stream Avatar worked right now, you would be having some timeout with Ultros. That's what would have happened. Feta, I don't know, but shredded mozzarella, that's for pizza. You want chunky cheese, you want the squeaky cheese, you want the cheese that when you bite in it, it goes inside your mouth. What is wrong with you? For the record, I don't agree with shredded mozzarella in poutine, but I'm not really mad at Ronald. They can do what they want, they're an adult. Because I don't like poutine to begin with. So my opinion is moot. And yeah, that guy that kept complaining about my real face, they stopped commenting after a while. Well, it's like that old saying, if you got nothing nice to say, don't say anything. Clearly I don't ascribe to this because whatever nasty shit comes to mind, it comes out. I subscribe more to do you think before you post? Yes, I think hee hee and then I hit post. During my second internship at Disney, I worked at a poutine stand for a couple days. It had my favorite costume. What was your favorite costume? Describe it. Working at Disney must be something. Like, especially if you're a mascot. It's gotta be hot in here. Like, I don't know if they got the, like, the furry models with the fans inside the head and stuff like that. But back when they didn't. Oh, you guys should see, okay? If you guys didn't see that yet, you guys should look up the first days that Disney World Orlando opened. I'm not sure which one it was. I think it was World, but I'm not sure. And look at the mascots. Like, I don't remember if they didn't have the mascots in time or they didn't have enough, but they borrowed the Ice-Capades and Mickey Mouse mascots for the park, and it is a freaking nightmare. Those mascots were not meant to be seen up close, so they have a lot more vents than like ground mascots. I don't know where I can get cheese curds in South Louisiana, but I'll see what I can do. Oh, you need cheese curds. Please. Turquoise shirt and apron with black pants and Yuzi hat. Oh, that's cute. Oh, there's never an outfit that is wrong when there's turquoise involved. I love turquoise. I have a carpenter friend with a massive Nintendo Sega TurboGrafx 16 Atari and Classic Mac collection. Yeah, I'm not there yet. It's mostly Nintendos. I have a Game Gear, and I have a Commodore 64 and a Commodore 128. I have an Atari controller because you can plug it in the Commodore. In fact, that's how I did my first digital art. With an Atari controller on the Commodore. The only good things about working at Disney were going behind the scenes and going to the parks for free. I do enjoy videos of people that manage to get inside the abandoned parts of the park. And I do not mean the abandoned by Disney games, I mean actual abandoned places in Disney. Like there's been videos of people seeing like the walled off animatronics and stuff like that. I like me some lore. I like me some forbidden lore that doesn't end up on the black internet, whatever it's called. I think the stream lagged. Oh, it's possible. It's very possible. Earlier I saw a message from Stream Elements saying that I was back online. That's why I say if I sound bad on YouTube, try on Twitch. Because sometimes YouTube is not a fan of whatever's going on. But I stream on YouTube too because I can, like, indefinitely record the streams on YouTube. If I want to do it on Twitch, I gotta pay, and if it's not even forever, and it's just like more months. If it wasn't for ADHD, I suggest getting into homebrew development for Game Gear, C64, C120, NES, and Game Boy Color. I see it, the message again. I'm live again. So yeah, it definitely did lag. Well, in my case, it's not just the ADHD. Do you follow Disney Dan? He makes great videos about character costumes. Do I follow Disney Dan? Now I gotta go check. But like I said, it's not just the ADHD. It's a lot of the ADHD, but it's not just the ADHD. Because when I'm not doing this, I'm working on Smack, and if I'm not working on Smack, I'm working on a comic for somebody else, and when I'm not doing that, I'm trying to make some merch and trying to make my Patreon interesting. Like, I literally have a $1 tier. I'm trying. So Disney Dan YouTube. Disney Dan. Oh yeah, no, I am... Oh. On top of that, you guys gotta see this real quick. The thing I just mentioned... First of all, I'm gonna subscribe. The thing I just mentioned earlier about the first mascots... That is literally his pinned or latest video. Look at that. Right here. This is what I was talking about. This is a nice Kool-Aid Minnie Mouse. And the reason she's all chopped up like that is for the performer inside to actually see what they're doing. Which, this kind of cut up is not necessary when they're walking normally in a park in an open space. But they needed that on the ice while skating. And because either the costumes were not ready on time, or they ran out, or... Like, I'm not sure I remember what happened. They needed to borrow these ones for the opening of the park. Yeah. If you're curious about the squeak, if you're hearing a squeak while I'm zooming in and zooming out, I have this application turned on. It's for Firefox and for Chrome called Animalese, and it makes little Animal Crossing sounds whenever I type in Firefox. So that's my excuse, and I'm subscribed to Disney Dan. Nightmare fuel for sure. After I get my 65 Dodge Dart GT, one thing I'd like to do is to have Alexiel from Angel Sanctuary painted Angel Sanctuary on one door and Kinshiro from Fist of the North Star on the other. Are you sure? Are you sure that's a good idea? You're already out of gas. I'll be good. If I knew Japanese, I would say it in Japanese. But I can only say, like, the actual line. Omae wa mo shinderu. It would be funny, though. That sounds adorable. So, I have been trying out something on Patreon. Yeah, I will keep talking about my Patreon. Thanks for asking. I have been trying something on my Patreon. I have been live streaming the making of Smack Page 19. See if anyone was interested. And then people realized that working on the Smack page is long as fuck. Because it took me 3 days this time. The week before it took me 5 days because I couldn't see shit. Now I could see shit, so it took me shorter. And while I was doing that, the process to work on a Smack page is I do a step, and then I wait for Gabe's feedback if he wants changes and stuff like that. Because he's reasonable, and when he wants changes, he tells me right away and doesn't wait until I finish the page before asking for changes. Because he knows I will eat him feet first. Then, I do the changes if he wants changes, I do the pencils, and then I wait for feedback again, and then I do the inks, so on and so forth. So during the waiting periods, because I couldn't work on the other comic I'm working on, because that one is, is not quote-unquote allowed on Patreon. I'm allowed to talk about it a little bit, like literally, I'm working on coloring an Aurora Man comic. That's about all I can say. But I've been posting the works in progress of Smack on Patreon for a while now, so that's why I decided to try live streaming the making of, and people have been pretty good at asking questions and watching it or listening to me talk, because apparently they like that. Yeah. Apparently they like the sound of my voice. Hi, I'm Markiplier. I mean, it could be worse. Top of the morning to you, I'm Jacksepticeye! I don't think I'd be able to do an entire stream like that. And during the waiting periods, I have been playing a little bit of Earthbound Deluxe. And I recently asked if the patrons would like to see an actual, let's play of Earthbound Deluxe. And so far, 2 said yes. But if I do that, I'm thinking, it would be more late night. There's no schedule for the Smack live stream, and they know that. But it would be late nights, so I can, actually relax while playing that. It would be patron only, again, trying to drum up interest. And I wanted to see how well the Patreon streaming worked, see if they were lag or stuff like that. I love Jacksepticeye, but I wish he'd play silly fun games again. I'm subscribed to him too, and he doesn't show up too often either on my subscribe list anymore. The only quote-unquote classic ones that still show up on my subscribe list are the Game Grumps. I have a gat. I am going to ink my gat properly. When's the last time I saved or had a sip of water? Better. I am so having a tea once this is done. Apparently I saw on the Twit that Markiplier cheated on this FNAF 2 gameplay video. And by cheating, I mean he spliced his video together so that it looked like he won in one continuous playthrough instead of trying again and again and again. And I'm like, I didn't even know he was supposed to look like he was winning in a continuous playthrough. I always assumed the videos were edited for time. It's like suddenly realizing, what? Reality TV is not real? You know? What? Bear Grylls stays in a hotel when he's not filming? I mean... I mean, it's TV, it's entertainment. Sometimes we will fake shit for entertainment. Sadly, I don't fake these these stories for Bootleg Cookie, but I mean, I make you guys believe that I have good hygiene. Yeah, I'm still freaking salty that despite everything, the medication, like bleeding from my eyes and nose and everything, and I still got adult acne. I am pissed. One series that I bet you, Gabe, Beth, and Hyper would love is The Slayers. Another would be Dragon Half. Like, these Slayers or just Slayers? Because I know about Dragon Half. I know about some Slayers. And if it's the Slayers I'm talking about, like, it's our generation, so yeah. Plus, another advantage of me streaming on Patreon only for certain things is that I get to put whatever music I want and I get to sing along to it without the fear of getting yelled at by somebody that I am stealing their content. My channel is not even popular enough to be monetized. My nose tends to resemble a strawberry no matter how often I clean it. It's hateful, isn't it? I'm talking about Lena Inverns and Company Slayers, to be precise. Yeah, that's the Slayers I was talking about. Pretty sure they had a SNES RPG. And that I played like 5 minutes and then I was like, I know I played some of the Ranma and a Half RPG, and I know I have played and beaten the Magic Knight Rayard RPG. I may have an obsession with RPGs. I knew people who got review bombed on Newgrounds for making sprite movies and game parodies. Well, I mean, considering the type of parodies you used to find on the Newgrounds at the time, I mean, yeah. You know, originally Gabe used to make sprite comics. I think they were called Wario comics, and he mostly featured Wario and Waluigi, and his character Suigi was the god of the Nintendo universe. And then he kind of like went silent for a long while, and then he came back and he asked me if I wanted to do his comic, because the thing is, yeah, I am going to be like extra salty to the point of sandy when people try to suggest stuff to help the comic, because I don't write the comic. Gabe writes the comic. I have little to no control on the scripts, because the scripts are 15 to 10 to 5 years old. And as we're speaking, Gabe is still writing for future comics. We've been at this for a couple of years now. We're on issue 9, and people are still going, I have an idea to help the comic. And I'm like, hey, bling bling, motherfucker. Usually I reply, you have ideas, I have a price list, and some people did not like that. And I did put it in the comic. And I did reply, what kind of bill you pay in this house to have this attitude with me? Magic Knight Rayard also got games for the Game Boy, Game Gear, and Sega Saturn. That last one was the last North American release for the system. Oh, that's interesting. Not sarcasm. Because it's always interesting to, well, to me, it is interesting to learn, like, which game was the latest in a console's lifespan. Because I think, and you will correct me on this, I know you, I think the last, like, first party, like, Mario game for the Super Nintendo was the Super Mario RPG. I think. I do know there were more SNES games after that of third parties, because the same year, and apparently the same day, but for sure the same year as Final Fantasy VII came out on the PlayStation, Gunman's Proof came out on the Super Nintendo. A world of difference in graphics. And how they deal with people of certain skin tones. I just wish they hadn't done that, because otherwise it's a super fun game. And they tried to say, oh, it's okay, they're all aliens, they're not human. Still, you had a lot of choices for alien designs. Why that? For those wondering, the alien they picked as a base of reference for the regular enemies in Gunman's Proof was apparently Mr. Popo. And I'll leave it at that. It's a really good game, though. I really like it. If only, you know? For those of you who don't know what Gunman's Proof is, it's basically Zelda, but you get a gun. And you're Crayon Shin-chan. Like, top-down SNES Zelda, but you're Crayon Shin-chan and they give you a gun willingly. It's got great control. It's a super funny game. But oh my god, why? Those of you who are Googling Gunman's Proof, Gunplay Gunman's Proof right now, you're gonna make a jump. If you never heard if you never saw the game before. It was Solid Runner, also came out in '97. It's a role-playing game by ASI and Sting that involves mech combat. However, Aeon Genesis still hasn't finished a translation patch. Yeah, I kinda need a translation patch. I struggle a lot with ideograms. Like, I can't even read, I don't understand, like, what I call the pronunciation symbols. I don't understand them. I just, So imagine with ideograms and kanji and stuff like that. So I was thinking for the Let's Play stream on Patreon, probably wait until I'm done with Smack, and then do the live stream at a late hour. And I'll be honest, I would probably play because the deluxe hack has difficulty settings: Earthbound, Casual, Deluxe, and Insane. And for Patreon, I picked the Casual because I knew I was only going to play like a couple minutes each time because I was waiting on Gabe's feedback. But I did manage to get it working somewhere else. I'm not gonna say where because I don't want to get yelled at by YouTube again. And this time around, I decided to choose the deluxe difficulty because apparently it was supposed to only be a little harder than the Earthbound difficulty. And I have no problem with regular Earthbound. And that was a freaking lie. Oh my god. Like, it's so bad. Because what they did, basically, it's not even... The problem is not even the strength of the enemies, but it is a little bit. Because no matter how much I grind and equip myself with better stuff, the enemies will always hit me like 25 HP and up. And I'm starting the game Okay, where I'm at right now, I got like maximum 150 HP on Ness. Like, where am I going with this, you know? So in order to make that difficulty playable, and like I said, it's not just the strength. The other problem is the speed. Like, I think they put the speed of the enemies to 255. Because they chain status attacks. Like, and if they're an enemy that will call for help, the help will always come. And like, they got like 2-3 rounds by themselves because before I get a chance to attack. And whenever they have status attack, it never misses. The status attacks never misses. I spent like part of Brick Road and the entire cave before reaching Dr. Androna's lab mushroomized. Because Jeff does not have the money to buy items that can heal mushroomization. So, that was fun! It's nice to listen to you chat. Your comic looks great. Thanks, Paul. Thanks for coming. So, I caved and I looked up a cheat that would keep my HP at maximum no matter how hard an enemy would hit me. Like, even to a point that this enemy caused this much mortal damage to Ness, and when they hit mortal damage, that means that if you don't heal real quick, you're gonna die. And like, I was dying at the sharks, not even Frankie. I was dying at the sharks. This difficulty is ridiculous. Okay, so because skill issues, I am cheating at my own playthrough of Earthbound Deluxe. I found a couple costumes, because that hack also has some costumes. So I don't know what they consider casual difficulty, because I am not that far in the Patreon version of the Let's Play. But oh my god. Like, for sure, there are people that like ridiculously hard hacks. That's why the entire Kaizo exists. The entire Kaizo section of the internet exists. I am not one of those people. I have a lot of skill issues. In general. Like, I love It'll Do, but the bosses are so long that I couldn't beat either It'll Do 1 or 2. Because after a while, I get hand fatigue. But like the bosses have like 20, like the final boss has like 25 different forms. It's like I'm playing Super Meat Boy out of nowhere. Do I feel bad for cheating? No. I'm not doing this professionally. I'm doing this to have fun. If I'm not having fun, I'm cheating. Make that chair a little smaller. bit more table for Humberto to lean on. Lean on me. I cheat at single player StarCraft. See? Bam. Exactly, it's single player. Because you're having fun by yourself. For the patrons, there are no cheats installed on your version of Earthbound Deluxe. But like I said, I don't know how casual the gameplay is gonna be. It's set to casual, but I don't know what their idea of casual is. Is that your aunt? She looks cute. Right now, that's me. That's my aunt. And yeah, she's really cute. She mastered the art of the short hair. As in, she looks super cute in a Karen, but it does not look like a Karen. It just looks like short hair. And it does this cute thing like this instead of standing straight up. Like, she knows how to style her hair. I, on the other hand, am a gremlin. Except that I can't style my hair, is that I just don't care. Like, the hairdresser suppliers stopped making that hair clay that I like. That had the... that's what I meant. Okay, good. That had like the perfect texture that didn't stay sticky on my hands. But that held my hair really good. And that didn't leave globs in my head. And me, I'm like, if I can't have what I want, then I'm just not gonna do it anymore. So even if I draw myself with styled hair, I don't really style my hair. On top of that, I don't really super see the point because I leave the house very rarely. Like, no matter what the tourism ads tell you, my town is rural. And as a person that doesn't drink, I don't really have a reason to leave the house besides the bare necessities. And even then, the two stores that do sell some art supplies, it's not the stuff I need. I'd like to see a proper ROM hack of Sailor Moon and other stories sometimes. I do have one. I'm trying to remember the name because it has a long name because it only has like some basic fixes like the leveling up. So you don't have to grind so much because there's a part, I think it's around Sailor Mercury or Sailor Mars, unique chapters that you have to grind like a mofo because the difficulty just I think it's called something like lipstick fix or something like that because they also fixed a lipstick item, I think, that was bugged and they took the bug off, and I played that version and I actually beat it. But I don't remember if they did anything to the translation. I'm the same way. I don't drink, and we don't really have restaurants anymore. We used to have one that was owned by a family for like decades and decades and decades, and then they sold to Saint-Hubert. And Saint-Hubert is like stupid expensive. A meal for 3 people is upwards of $100. It was not like that before. And of course they don't have as much of a restaurant menu as that restaurant used to have. Like they do have this like sandwich, quote unquote, served in a hot dog bun with lobster salad in it that I like, but holy jeez, it's way cheaper to just make it myself, and I can make it myself. So it's not fun going to a restaurant knowing you're going to spend so much money. It's not relaxing. I remember that hack. The one I'd like to see is more along the lines of those level hacks for Mega Man, Super Mario Bros. 3, and Castlevania. Oh, Castlevania, that's another thing. You know, the concept of Metroidvania, I get lost so easily in those games, I don't even bother. Because once again, skill issues. I keep talking about how much I play video games. Doesn't change the fact that I suck. That's why I'm good at RPGs. Because it's more about decision making and less about falling into frickin' pits. And don't get me started how much I suck at fighting games. And I have mains in a bunch of fighting games. Does not stop the fact that I'm terrible at them. I have not played a single Smash game, so don't ask me who my main is in Smash. I did not play any Smash. So I can only, like, say my mains and see if you guys know from what games they're from. I'm sure Ronald will know. My mains are Chun-Li, duh, Sub-Zero, Spinal, and Ikebod Clay. Those two last ones might be a little harder. I can't do rhythm games to save my life. I'm actually pretty good at rhythm games. Thankfully. I mean, I play a lot of WarioWares too. After a while, I can just feel myself zone out and just hear the poom, poom, poom of the rhythm. I do enjoy Just Dance games. And I have DDR Mario Mix. I'm not the best at SSB Brawl, but I was great at the original in Melee. I'm also not the best at space shooters, shmups. I'm not super at space shooters either. I mean, I'm better at space shooters than fighting games, but I'm not the best. I mean, I can't even go that far in the Beetle game in Super Mario RPG. I remember Clay Fighter and Killer Instinct. See, I told you guys. Ronald would know. I told you, Ronald would know. Like, neurodivergent, recognize neurodivergent. And I am saying this with all the love and respect. I still have Clay Fighter 63 in third. It's a flawed game, but not as bad as this detractors say. I played a lot more of the SNES version than the 64 version. I don't even know if I played the 64 version. I know that I've seen one of my cousins play it at my Uncle Elvis's, so it was probably my cousin Nicholas. But I don't remember if I played the 64 one. Is it on the 64 channel on Switch? I don't remember. I don't go there often. Not on the 64 one. If I go on the 64 channel for Switch, it's usually to play Paper Mario. Because I will admit, between all the Paper Marios, my favorite is the original. I've also played the first two. And honestly, I would like to see a remake of the first Paper Mario. What Super Mario Adventures Continued comic that you made is your favorite and least favorite? Uncle Elvis? Yeah, I have a lot of uncle and aunts. Like, my mom has 2 sisters. My dad has 13 sisters and brothers. And we're not even counting the people that were adopted into the family. Because, like, my Aunt Berta and my Uncle Ellis are not related to us, but they're still my Aunt Berta and Uncle Ellis. Those are people that were adopted into the family. Like, my twin brother isn't even my brother, he's my cousin. Like, it's gonna take a while. The original Paper Mario also has a great ROM hacking scene if you want to check that out. Yeah, that would be more on me, though, because I don't have a Bluetooth Nintendo 64 controller. So I don't play a lot of 64 ROMs. But there are a lot of 64 games that I like. I will get back to your question, Bono, because I need to think about it. Like, of course, I love Paper Mario. Ocarina of Time, of course, not that big a fan of Majora's Mask. If there's one that I really love, and it's not Paper Mario, it's Mystical Ninja starring Goemon. Holy crap. Not the next one after that. The next one after that was more side-scroller. Mystical Ninja Star and Goemon was really Ocarina of Time-like. And it's super funny, and you have some mecha battles in there sometimes. There's even a laugh track. That's how cheesy it is. I love it. But it does suffer a bit from empty overworlds. But it is a little bit more inhabited. There's a bit more stuff going on in the overworld than in Ocarina of Time, but it's still like pretty open and pretty empty at times. Now to get back to Bono's question, I would say my least favorite would be Mario's Miss Cake. It's short, and I was still working my way through Charlie Nozowa style. And it's got a lot of really good faces, but at the same time, like it was my first one, I was still working out the kinks. Now my favorite one, I would like to say Power Trip, not just because we premiere Chemical, and Chemical is literally me. Except a scientist instead of an artist. But it does have action scenes and battle scenes, and I love drawing battle scenes. I don't get to do that a lot, surprisingly. That and horror. Nobody asked me to draw horror. I'm so good! I'm so good at horror! Let me draw horror! Trust me, I can draw horror! Of course, I draw a lot more cute stuff because I feel cute a lot more often than I feel horrific. But I can draw horror! Source, trust me, bro! My boyfriend sent me the Thousand Year Door remake for my birthday. Despite the watered down dialogue, I'm having fun with it. Oh yeah, Thousand Year Door is great. It's just there's something about the original Paper Mario that I like more. And the original Paper Mario wasn't even that paper, it was more of a storybook style than actual paper. And they had like one or two instances where the fact that Mario was made out of paper counted. Like when he lands from a tall place and he just kind of cuts into the grass, or when he just and in the later Paper Marios, oh my god, you have a toad showing up in your face like, "We're made of paper!" That's there's no more subtlety. This is Paper Mario. Remember, we're made of paper. You have to remember, we're made of paper. We're made of paper. I'm not gonna do the Toad voice too much because possibly my mom is napping and I'm loud when I do the Toad voice. you can't forget. One thing I really do like about the remake of the Thousand Year Door, is that they revamped the warps. Because let's be honest, the warping system in TTYD, especially with all the back and forth and the backtracking that you have to do for certain quests, it fucking sucked. Let's be honest, we're all adults here. If Tony is still here with Little Tony, which is not Little Tony's name, it fucking sucks. But the new one, which is more akin to the more modern Paper Marios, like Origami King comes to mind, way better. Way better. Honestly, I agree. Mario Mid-Cake. Mid-Cake. It's a typo, but we're gonna keep it. I love it, because that cake was indeed very mid. Isn't my favorite because it was short. Face drawings were great, but not all-time favorite. No, I agree. I agree. Like, some of the really good faces were actually, like, directly lifted from the original Charlie Nozawa comics. Not traced. I don't trace. And when I do trace, I write it in the description. Because if there's something I cannot stand is being accused of something I don't do. So when I misbehave, I make sure you guys know. And I don't use AI. I tried it once, you guys know about it, I made a comic about it. Well, I tried it once. Technically, I tried it twice. And I did not care. I did not have fun. And to me, it's important when you do art that you have fun. So there we go. There's my point. There's my standing on AI. But, like, for Mario's Mistake, for the first episode, I did have my copy of Charlie Nozawa's Super Mario Adventures open, and I had sticky tabs where I had references to try and get myself used to the style. So now you got lore. General Wright was one part I dislike about TTYD, that Wild Goose Chase bogged Chapter 7 down. However, after that, we get the Moon and X-Naught base to compensate for that slog. Yeah, the traveling and backtracking on the Moon base is really not that bad. Compared to the frickin' General White thing. Then you look all over for him, and then as you're talking with the elder of, what's his bomb there? Look, I've been playing in all 3 languages that I know, so I'm a little lost with the names. So here's a good one. For some reason, all the channels except the Super Nintendo channel and the Genesis channel have an option that you can also have access to the European version of some games. And I turned that on, and that gave me access to French and Spanish version of some games. For some reason, the European version of Ocarina of Time does not have Spanish. It has German instead, but that's not the language that I'm learning. So I played Paper Mario in Spanish for the first time. And I wasn't too used to the language yet. So I have like Google Translate app where I just put my phone up to the screen and it translates on my screen, and then I know what they're talking about. And the Spanish version of Paper Mario cuts a lot of words, probably because of text space, item space. Same reason why a lot of the Ted Woolsey original translations sound stilted and it's missing a lot of stories because they literally did not have the space, because kanji takes a lot less space than the English alphabet. Fa-la-la-la-la. Bon. And the badges in Spanish are medals. And I was collecting the Shrink Stomp badge, I believe. So, Medalla Pisoton. That's what it's called. But it was shortened to PIS, P-I-S dot med, M-E-D dot, because it didn't have the room for pisoton, I believe. And on top of that, didn't have room for metal at the end. So I put up my phone to the screen to see what the PIS could stand for. Now I know it's Pisoton Medalla. But my app took PIS Med and translated, literally, I had a screenshot and everything, I'm pretty sure it's still on my Facebook. It translated it to Piss Metal, to tell you that I laughed all day and half the day after that, because I am 12 mentally. Paper Mario, collect piss medals. Did you name yourself Unofficial because your art and comics look like they're made by official Japan artists? I name myself Unofficial because I draw in a lot of different styles. That's it. And it's so very because I am extra. That's it. And if Coco is still listening, she's probably rolling her eyes. Oh my god, yes, they're so extra. But that's the way you love me. Na, 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 na. So if people are wondering what my actual artist name is, because So Very Unofficial is like my brand name, Bootleg Cookie is my comics name, my name is Shiro. If you hear people call me Sharon, no you didn't. No, I don't care, it's not a dead name. My government name is Sharon, my artist name is Shiro, my brand name is So Very Unofficial, my comic is Bootleg Cookie. Lore! Really? Then why didn't you correct me when I called you Cookie? You can call me whatever you want. I still know it's me. Like, I keep saying that I'm a changeling, and a changeling is a type of fairies, and, like, I collect names. I've been called Shiro, Sharon, Shur, Shasha, Machine, Beast, and it has nothing to do with Transformers. What happens if you put me in Super Mario Adventures Continued comic, which you should I be in? This is going to sound incredibly mean, but I swear it's a genuine question, because me, myself, English is my second language. Is English your second language? And I swear I'm not trying to make fun of you. I'm just struggling with that sentence right now. Because trust me, when I'm trying to make fun of somebody, I make sure they know I'm making fun of them. And I am not trying here. I don't want to make fun of him. Well, I say him. Could be a her. Could be a them. But I swear I'm not trying to be mean or judgy. Like I said, English is my second language, and you guys have heard me struggle. And I've been speaking English since I was 2. Well, I've been learning English since I was 2. And part of that learning is from my dad and my dad's side of the family, who speak mumble rap. Like they kind of don't really move their lips when they talk, you know? So I speak English ventriloquism. And half of my English learning, I'm not even going to count the school in it, because their English class sucks in French. Like, it stays at a grade 4 level until you graduate high school. That's how bad it is. So the other half of my English learning was on Ted Woolsey translations, and now you know why I struggle so bad sometimes. So yeah, here I'm making it clear, I am making fun of me. I am very making fun of me. Come on, chat. There we go. Okay, I won't ask that question either. No, I'm just asking if you could reword it, or, like, there's no shame in struggling with a language, even if it's your first one. Because, like I said, I am not trying to make fun of you. Gonna have a little drink. Now, what I think you said, and correct me if I'm wrong, is if I were to put you in a Smack comic, which one and why? I think that's what you asked. I do not know you enough to know in which Smack comic I would put you in. So I can't have an opinion right now. Thank you. What did you think of my character's new hairstyle? It kind of looks like mine right now, if that's the one you're using on your YouTube. Because, let me show you guys. This is what I see. So even with my new glasses, because it kind of looks like the one I have right now, with a side sweep, and then yours kind of got a little thing going on there. So if that's the new one, it's nice. It does make a little Nintendo drawer, because it reminds me of the way Nintendo drawer draws the hair on Mario's dad, her version of Mario's dad. I bet you would like Russian tea. One recipe I have uses frozen lemonade, frozen orange juice, pineapple juice, loose tea, cinnamon sticks, and whole cloves. Is it still tea at this point, or is it just punch? See, now I'm making fun of him. Now I'm making fun of Ronald, but with him. See, I'm joking around with him. Oh no, when I decide to be mean, like, my whole demeanor changes. Like, I have this thing on Facebook that I call Tales from the Spam Box, when I'm really sassy with with scammers. And well, them, I let them have it. I do not care. They are getting the full service. Like, lately, the mural scam tapered off. And now they hit me up because they have a concern. And usually the concern scam is basically to tell you they accidentally reported you. And it makes me laugh on DeviantArt because you can't accidentally report somebody. There's more steps to report somebody on DeviantArt than there are words in an isekai title. And they always start, the word concern, I simmer it on a stovetop for an hour or so. That does sound good. The word concern is always in the script. I don't know why. I don't know why they all say they have a concern. The rest of the script can change, but the word concern is always in it. So that's how I know. Where the fuck did I put my... There they are. Okay. And then they start Well, I receive a fraudulent link, and I'm thinking, well, you don't say. And and I would like to apologize. I am no biggie, because the person that sent me the fraudulent link used your icon and your name, and then they send the better ones. They will send me a screenshot of the fake account that, of course, doesn't exist anymore. Of course. And they want me to click a link to Discord to talk to an assigned DeviantArt support team member. And I was feeling pretty good yesterday when I got the latest version of the scam. So today's Tales from the Spam Box is called The Musical. There it is. So here it is. Pardon me, may I have a moment of your time? I have a concern. There we go, red flag. I'd really like to discuss. So I replied, you got hacked, your account has been jacked. Now I'm stuck being a jerk to some loser in Nigeria. You're concerned, don't concern me, tu suis un script connu ici. Now I'll have to continue and put a spam report on you. And then I put a spam report on them. And I wrote under it, to the tune of Be Our Guest, Beauty and the Beast, 1991. Be our guest, you're putting my patience to the test. Sometimes I'm just like, and I report. Sometimes I feel inspired. See, Cartoon Cat Girl gets it. Sometimes you just feel the scammers had a long day. What they need is entertainment! I've been talking so long, it's almost 4 o'clock. I started at 1. This is like one of the longest streams I've done. And I don't really care because you guys seems to really like to listen to me talk. So the show must go on. Just gonna put a white shirt on Mom because, well, that's what she was wearing. It's freaking brilliant. Hey, like I said, sometimes I'm inspired. Ah, here's what I was looking for. Thank you. What did you think of my character's new hairstyle? Oh, you're repeating yourself again, honey. So I'm guessing that this is still your old hairstyle, and I didn't see your new hairstyle yet. Is it on Divine Art? I love using leftover turkey for turkey and dumplings. I'm not that big a fan of turkey. It always ends up like dry here. I like pheasant. Pheasant's good. And way too much sparkles because that's the way I roll. And guess who has to cook a turkey on Yankee Thanksgiving? Oh, yuck. I'm actually good at it, but it's a chore and a half. Yeah, I bet. I also like duck. However, I'd like to try pheasant and goose someday. I have not tried duck or goose. Neither the meat nor the game. I've tried shark. I have not tried rabbit as far as I know. Obviously, I'm Canadian. I've tried moose. Moose is delicious. I don't really need to color my layers here, unlike with when I work on Smack. Because I need a silent version of each page. Pages for hype voice acting, so we can edit easier when he adds voices to the comic. Mom was so disappointed when I took off the sunglasses. It was my old frames. Oh, we're having options here. I've had bison and reindeer. I've had rabbit, venison, and moose. Some of our family lives in Alaska. That checks out. Eating moose is even more Canadian than poutine. Lots of tasty moose in Canada. Yeah, but it's not exactly like I can pick them up on the side of the road. Like, there's a reason there's a hunting season, and it has more to do with the safety of the hunters. We're almost done with the comic, by the way, so if you guys still have questions or comments, we're gonna wrap up in a couple seconds, so say them now. And I will leave you guys a couple minutes, because I know there's a lag on YouTube. I've had bear, 0-10, do not recommend. I'm assuming it's either fatty or stringy depending on when the bear was caught. I'm from Minnesota, we occasionally eat moose, we eat a lot of deer, and some people eat bear. Well, I would guess usually like more like animals that have some carnivore and, well, a lot of carnivore in their diet wouldn't taste as good as prey species. Because all the seeds and herbs and berries, that's what add the flavor. Look, it's no secret that I'm a jerk, and I'm a carnivorous jerk. Speaking of hype, I don't know when he'll have his next stream this month. I don't know either. I am subscribed to him, but I don't know what he's doing with his time. Bear meat has to be prepared in a certain way. I would guess. Oh, please tell me Hani is involved. It would be so funny. I've had gator. I've heard gator is stringy. I've also heard gator tastes like chicken, but I've heard everything tastes like chicken. Except long pig, it tastes like pork. To those of you who don't know, Google long pig, and then come back here and scream at me. Be like super offended, that's what's gonna happen. Except if you're one of my fans, then we think the same way. So you're probably gonna giggle. But you'll probably be more horrified than anything. I think that just to kill a little bit more time, I'm going to add a little shine to my sunglasses and then cooked Winnie the Pooh. We are going to call it a day. Because we also got to think about my throat. And my throat is starting to complain a little bit. Hey, it's a good thing I checked because I forgot to color in some details on my purse in the first panel. This is why we do a look over. This is why we do it. This is why we do it. Na, na, na. Another game Meek I like is Frog Legs. That's a very small game. I haven't tried Frog Legs. I do want to try Frog Legs. I mean, I eat escargot, no problem. Frog legs would be nothing. Are you supposed to eat the bone with it or not? Because they're small, that's why I'm asking. Because you can't eat the bones in canned sardines because they're soft enough that it doesn't make a difference. They fall apart anyway when you try to get the damn sardine out the can. Looking good. Thank you, Cartoon Cat Girl. Of course I look good. I always look good. What are you talking about? I'm perfect. I am a paragon of beauty. Alright, we're done for today. I am going to move on to the end screen. And then I am going to take a little break because my butt's asleep. So of course, extra special caramel drizzle, rainbow sprinkle, chocolate syrup thanks to our supporters: Amber B, Paul K, Missinovis, Bad at Multiplayers, Matthew H, Blara 6, Laura S, Artsy Tunuk, Jeff B, and Corbsy, and our part-time supporters, Super Dude at 808 and Rocket Mouse. Your continued or part-time support is always appreciated. As well as the chatting during the stream. That's always appreciated. Cartoon Cat Girl is adding frog legs are a combination of chicken and fish. I mean, when you think about it real quick. Next live stream is going to be, of course, next Sunday, November 23rd at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. That's my time, not your time. Maybe your time. I don't know you. I don't know your life. I hope you guys had fun watching me draw this. I had a lot of fun drawing it and chatting with you guys. It was super fun and super long, but mostly super fun. See you guys next time. I love you all. And bye-bye.